Hey everybody, how are you guys? Welcome to live readings. I had a funny little tremor effect right when I was gonna go live. I was, worried about having technical difficulties, right? So I had all this figured out beforehand, 3 days ago, right? And then 1 minute, I'm just ready to push the go live button, and all of a sudden my webcam screen goes black. I call that a tremor effect. What that is when you have a little bit of a fear of something, but not enough for it to really become physical manifestation. I call it, you get like a tremor effect, like an after effect from an earthquake, right? So I had a little tremor effect there with my camera, and I'm like, oh my God, what just happened? And then, I don't know what really happened. I just turned it off, turned it on again, and I'm back. So, welcome everybody. This is my first live in a long time, so if you guys kind of forget how it works, you can give me your questions in the comments so I can see them easier rather than a PM. If you have something really private you want to say, and I can speak to you kind of in an encryption about that question, then you can put in the comments, please check your PMs, okay? That would be the easiest way for me to keep track, because I have a screen down on the side here that shows my comments, but I don't have a ready screen on the computer screen that shows my PMs. I have to go to my phone to look at my PMs. Otherwise I wouldn't know that I even have one. So it's easier if you do it that way, okay? Okay, that sounds great. And so I was just gonna tell you guys, I think that's everything. So let's talk about how I work first. Until somebody has a question, I'll just explain a little bit about how I work. So if you have any questions tonight and you're watching the live and you're like, oh, I didn't know she could, answer a question about that. So we'll cover some of that. So I work with the all-knowing realm. I call it the all-knowing realm because it's basically any soul in the universe, living or dead. That kind of expanded from my initial experience. My initial experience was I started having my spirit guide talk to me, and over the course of a year, I didn't know who that was. He just said my name outside my ear. Oh, looks like I have a comment. Let me see. Oh yes, I have a comment. Okay. Okay, Deb, I'll get to you in 2 seconds. So I'll finish this quick explanation. So I speak with the all-knowing realm, and that expanded. I started with my spirit guide, and then I had the spirit group. I call them the elders, because I feel like they are the master level souls that are of the angelic level realm, and they help us with our lives. And then that expanded towards, like Deb says, she'd like to know if she has any messages from her parents. That expanded to that, from that. And I find that if I connect my energy in with someone else, that they're always there. They're always kind of on the line. But I don't walk around all day being open to every soul in the universe, because that would really affect my own life and my own incarnation. So it's called the field, and it's actually a quantum field that does exist in the universe. We are all energetically connected. So I just connect my phone line with Deb's parents' phone line, and we'll find out what they want to say to her. And then when I'm done with that conversation, then I hang up the phone, and then I go speak with whoever else I have to speak. But with the elders, they're always there. I don't know if I could hang up the phone on them if I tried. We have a soul agreement that I'm always open with them, and they're wonderful. I want them there anyway. I don't mind them being there. It's great that they're there for me 24/7 anyway. So they're just wonderful beings, and they are all knowing about us on Earth. So I always say it's like talking with the great landlanders in the sky when we're talking with them and anybody in the all-knowing realm. So okay, let's get to Deb's question. Okay, so I can ground to your parents and and get my energy connected in with them, Deb. I'm going to ask you a couple of follow-up questions. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to get my pen and paper down. So if I'm assuming that they are on the other side, otherwise you wouldn't be asking me for questions. But people can ask for messages from their parents' higher selves. Like if you're going through something difficult with a parent and you want to say, hey, what does my mom's higher self have to say about what's going on with us right now? We can do that as well, because everybody has a higher self and a lower self aspect. And I get in touch with both levels of our consciousnesses. So let's start with my questions. Okay, so, and then Vicky, I'll get to you next. Great, thank you. I'm so glad. Okay, so Deb, what I like to do, yes, they both passed. Thank you. Okay, and if you want to please just reply underneath your initial comment with the reply button. That way all of your questions will be not intermixed with other people's questions. So just do it that way. I just figured that out right now. Let's do it in that format, okay? So you go up to the reply of your initial message and just keep replying to yourself, and it'll make another side thread. Okay, so, all right. Your parents have both passed. Okay, we've got a dad, we've got a mom. I like to find out when they passed and what they died of. So if you can answer that for me, that will help me ground to them. I'll wait for your reply on that. Looking up to see where she's probably typing right now. In the meantime, I'm just trying to tune into them and see who else is in the room with her. I'm also getting some grandparents behind your parents. Okay, so hi Bernadette. Okay, looking for my I don't know if that'll work with Deb, but hopefully that'll work with Deb to go back up. Let's see. Oh, here she's replying there. Okay, perfect. It goes to the bottom anyways, I guess, so don't worry about it. You can, but that's cool. I actually do that because that does help me know. If I see an extra gray box, then I know it's with your thread. So otherwise I might get like confused in the 15 minutes from now. Okay, dad passed from cancer 2015. And mom passed from dementia. Did she pass? I'm getting she passed after. Did she pass? Am I right on that timeline? Did she pass after your dad? Or before? My first guess was after. What year did your mom pass? My ego always says, but you might be wrong. But anyway, I'll get the grounding information and then we'll go from there. Your dad just said, we'll get the grounding information and then we'll go from there. I like to know their names as well. So, get his name. He passed into, I'm so sorry that he passed from cancer. That's not a very fun way to die. If you can explain a little bit more about the cancer too, that would be great. And it is yes that your mom passed after? Okay. Mom passed after. Okay. 3 years ago. Yep. Okay. That's what I was getting. But I always, you know, my ego always goes in and goes, you might be wrong. And so, but once I get a good line on them, then I'm really confident. But if it's a 50-50 choice, sometimes my equally lobed brain goes, yeah, but yes, no, but yes, no. So I was like, just get a little grounded. Okay, Jane and Bob. Okay. And yeah, they are talking about your family. Do you have children and kids and things? Because they're just kind of like expanding from you to stomach cancer. Ooh, that is not a fun one. That is not a fun one at all. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Ugh. And then your mom, was your mom pretty connected to him emotionally? Were they like together and married when your dad died? Because I'm getting that trauma of the stomach cancer was not so good for your mom, is what I'm getting. So let me see if I can verify that with you on that. Daughter and son. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, because they were just immediately just expanding to your kids is what they wanted to talk about first, and which is really common. The dead loved ones usually just start gabbing about what's going on down here, and they don't talk about themselves at all up there unless we ask them, hey, what are you doing up there? What's going on up there? They're usually just like, we want to let you know, we see what's going on, blah, 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 blah. So they're telling me about that. They're expounding very positively about the children. Can you please tell me what stages? Now, I'm getting that they're very busy, very active timelines, both of your children. So like they're healthy human beings that have active lives. Am I getting that? They were married, but she had dementia bad. Okay. She had dementia bad when he went through the stomach cancer too? Okay. Yeah, I'm getting that part of her dementia was just from a long line of somewhat things happening in her lifetime that were difficult for her to have to emotionally comprehend over the course of many years, and that the stomach cancer was also, or her husband leaving was also kind of a catalyst for her to not be around for that much after him. So that's what they're talking about up there now. 34 and 33. Okay, good. I got they were at least in their 20s, but I wanted to double check. She had brain tumors too. Oh, the brain tumors cause the dementia. Okay, yeah, secondary. Yeah, the brain tumors, yeah, brain stuff. Yeah, brain stuff. That has to do with, throughout your lifetime, it has to do with, taking in information, comprehending it in a positive, energetic way, and letting that move through your body. And if you have problems with that, over the course of 30 years, that could end up in a brain issue, right? So that's what she was explaining. She was just explaining she kind of had some things in her lifetime, and she wants to pass that on to you message wise. She does want to talk about that and say that she wants to talk about energy flowing through you guys. She wants to really get that message across, because she says now that she's all knowing on the other side, she's like, I don't worry about me, like I don't have any regrets about what happened in my life, because I was learning a lot, and she goes, it was a different time back then, is what she just said. But she wants to let you guys know she's super excited right now about, and the dad says, I'll get to talk in a minute, but like mom's like, I don't want to let get a word in edgewise here until I'm done with what I want to say. So she's talking first. Okay, so she's saying that she wants to let you guys know about the energy flowing, and she is talking about that because she said in her life, she's saying now in my lifetime we didn't have an outlet for that, and how wonderful it is for you now in the lifetimes now that it's okay to have something that's plaguing you emotionally, and it's okay to be able to talk about that and be public about that. She said it's okay to talk about what you're not in alignment about, and so she said you're doing such a good job being a mother. She's talking about grandkids. I think she said grandkids on the way. So do you guys have any of those yet at all? Let me see what you say. My sister struggles with her past. Oh, well, hopefully she'll feel a lot better about that now that we've had a chance to talk in with your parents and see how they're doing. They want to let you know that if the sister wants to ever set up some time that your mom would be happy to converse directly with her. Well, she just said in a private setting. Like she's that too. Anytime you want, she said. Anytime you want. But she wants to let you guys know, first of all, she does say, she's saying so many things at one time. She wants to go back and finish the first message. So the first message was letting energy flow through you. She says your emotions, letting your emotions flow through you. So if you have something going on, she goes, let it out. Because I didn't let it out enough, and then I tried to not comprehend it. I tried to look away and not see it or feel it, right? And so that causes that energy stoppage in my comprehension part of my body. So she says, make sure that you're thinking of yourself as a conduit of energy in, energy out, energy flowing through you at all times. And she wants you to pass that on to the children and let everybody know that it's really okay to vent anything that you have going on in your daily lives. And the children, oh yeah, I do have a granddaughter. Okay, she was talking about grandkids on the way. Oh, she just pinged me. Well, I guess you might have some more coming in the next couple of years or so, or a few years, because she's talking about you'll have more than just the one, is what I felt like. That was my translation of what she said. So let's expect that. So that's pretty fun. Okay, good. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Oh, your sister. Okay, so your sister is her daughter. Is she older than you? I was getting that she was next up and higher than you in the birth order, that she was an older sister. Not that it matters, but I'm just trying to ground to the right energy and get the right one. Okay, so we gotta talk to Dad too. Yeah. Your mother is saying that, well, is it your sister? Your sister just misses her a lot? Oh, she's younger. Okay. I wonder what's going on. Do you have an older one too? Let me know if you have an older one. Otherwise, it could be older in soul, creation, order, or in other lives. You guys have been sisters before, and she's been your older sister in other lifetimes. Something like, doesn't really matter though. I just want to make sure I was tuning to the right daughter. Okay, so I'm just getting what your mom is saying about that. Okay, she wants to give her a card of the day. Okay, your mom wants to give your sister a card. So I'm going to pull one card as a message to your sister from your mom. See what she wants to say with a special card. And she said you can remember this message. Super cool. And the reason why she wanted to do that is she's picking me now. She's like, because I want to let her know And I'm giving her little messages like this all the time, so she can get them from a bird in a tree. She can get them from something that jumps out on a billboard as she's driving her car. So she wants to tell her that she goes, and, you know, she said, tell her to open her communication with me and believe that we're communicating. Just like Holly is right now, pulling a card. She goes, you can pull a card too. You know, the sister can. And so, okay. She's talking about a situation that the daughter's going through right now. Missing her mother. Oh. Okay, this is the mom as the taller person, and she's the younger one, and she's saying she understands that she still really needs her mom. That's what she's saying. She's saying she still really needs her mom, and she goes, I'm totally still there. She wants to let her know the message of the day is, you can need me all the time. Oh, that's so great, Deb. You tell her all the time. That's great. Oh, she feels guilty. Oh, okay. We're going to get to that. We are so getting to that, okay? Okay, that was the second card your mom just gave her. That's what that pertains to. Okay, so the first message is, you need me, I'm still there. I just don't have a body. But she says, you know, I am here all the time. He goes, talk to a medium, talk to Holly, ask what you want to ask. I can communicate and let you know through physical signs all the time. So this is great. Okay, and Dad is, Dad's still waiting to talk. Okay, but the second message that Mom wanted to give was, she felt guilty, and they're giving her the Fool card, which is jumping, happy-go-lucky, dancing around. And so they're saying, your mom is saying that she doesn't want, okay, she wants me to explain this concept. She doesn't want, first of all, she doesn't want her to feel guilty because she wants to let her know that it's not up to her. It's not up to her whether she comes or goes. There's nothing she could have done to change the soul plan, because she wants me to explain this. Now, this is how it works. Soul plans are made ahead of time, before our exit point comes with her and God. And if she's ready to leave, or for some reason her soul is done with this incarnation and is ready to leave this plane, then that's what's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen one way, it'll happen many alternate ways, because it's time to go. It doesn't matter how we go. It's just that it's our time to go. And the how we go part is designed as a secondary thing. It has to do with what we're working on as a soul, what messages we want to leave behind with other people. We have infinite reasons, right? But those are the secondary. We'll be like, if I'm going to go, I want to participate in, I'll be one of the people that dies on the 35W bridge, because I feel like that's a great platform to stand for here on Earth, and I'll help many other people get stronger bridges from then on. So they choose to be a part of that. But that didn't cause the death. The death was already predetermined. It was their time to leave that day. Get it? And if they didn't leave going over the bridge, they would leave some other way 2 days later, or what have you. Okay, so that coming and going thing is not our area as much as we think it is. It's just not. And I could go into that a lot longer, but we're going to skip on to the next thing, because it's a group reading night. But you understand? I'm sure you agree. Yeah, see, you agree. Yep. Okay. So that's the thing. And then she wanted to explain this to your sister about the frequency. She said, you will serve me the best. And your dad said us, because he's not getting any time to talk. He's like, you'll serve us the best if you just go to your highest frequency of happiness and peace and harmony in your life that you can all the time. That's what pleases us the most. That's what makes us the most happy, is seeing you be happy, because you're contributing to the collective consciousness of the planet in the highest, most vibrating way. And that helps them have a most highest vibrating energy wave come to them, because they feel all the energy. All the universe is united as one. So guilt, she said, guilt, there is no use for guilt. Guilt is a useless emotion. She said, you'll only feel that on Earth. That's just an earthly thing, because you're in your earthly apparatus right now. And she said, let go of it now and be free and be that fool and jump and enjoy. And she said, the more you enjoy, the more you'll be able to communicate with me, because the higher frequency you're on, the closer you are to my frequency, because we have to meet somewhere in the middle to talk. So just keep doing what you're doing, she said. And she hopes that will make her feel better, and she just went like this. Okay, so thank you for that. Thank you. And Dad just said he seconds everything. Mom said he knows that we have people waiting for their readings, so he's just going to kind of default to Mom, but they're together. I just assumed that, but he's like, you're pointing out, we are together. We are standing side by side, and he said, I love you. Okay, I got to cry now. He just said, I love you. So, okay. Really sweet. And he's sending me some tears and hugs. And he said he's around all the time too. And, you know, just keep, and they're showing me this, they keep making this tree outside my window jump out. So there's something with a tree. And so just be hyper sensitive for, you know, the next little while of what they're telling you about branches, trees, leaves. Something with that. They skip me and they'll go to you with that. Okay? Okay. And thank you, Deb. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's go to the next person in line. What the top is... Hey, Sumitra. Okay, let me see if this is the next person. Yep, you're the next person down. Oh, that replying gray box really helps because it really kind of put everything in order. Okay. Your questions you can send through PM. Okay, let me see if I have one from you, Sumitra. If not, yes, you can send me one through PM. I'll look for it, okay? Okay. I'll look for that to come in because I don't see it right now. So, send it through. And then I'll see if I have anything else I can answer quick while I'm waiting for that message to come in. 50 stars. Oh, thank you so much, Bernadette. That's so sweet. You don't have a question tonight? Okay. Thank you. Okay. I don't even know how the star things work, but this star thing works on Facebook, but I know people do it. So I think it helps my rating or something. So thank you very much. That's so sweet of you. Okay. Oh, there you do have a question. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, I'm waiting for Sumitra's message, so I'll get started with your message, Bernadette, and then we'll circle back around to Sumitra. Okay. From your family and my daughter's family on the other side, right? That's what you meant? Your daughter's family? Okay. Okay, and message from your family and your daughter's family on the other side. Okay. So your daughter has family on the other side, and your daughter's family. Wait a minute. Your daughter's family. You mean like your married daughter, like your daughter that's married? And a message from my family and my daughter family on the other side. You must mean maybe your daughter's like husband's parents, maybe, is what I'm getting from that. So let me see. And when you reply to me, if you reply to your own reply, then I can. Okay, thank you, Sumitra. Okay. Okay, yes, Bernadette. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna go back and circle around. I don't see. Did you send it to my personal one or my business one? I don't see it on the business one, Sumitra. You know what? Let's just go back to the, let me see if it says, yeah, I don't see it. So why don't we can you send it to my Holly Coots Burns one, and I'll just go back to that one because I think that would be easier anyway, because there, now it came through. I got it now. I see it. Okay. Okay. Let me go to the bottom and see if it came through. Yeah, I got it. It came through. All as well. Okay. 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 All right. Got your question. She has a question about her path and something specific about her path. So we will see what they say about your path. Well, the first thing they said is, they said the answer has not changed since the last time you asked. So that's good, because it was a positive answer then, if we recall correctly. And they were saying it has still not changed. So that's really good. I'm going to pull a card on how you're going to feel about that subject on your life path in 2 years. We're going to check 2 years out and see how you're going to feel about that. That's kind of an encrypted way of me asking about your future. So I'm checking your timeline, because first of all, I checked your timeline way out into the future, and it was just like, of course, there's no way that's not going to happen to you. Okay, so let's see what I'm getting. Oh wow, they gave me a two-year card. That's really cool. So they gave me this is you feeling lighthearted and good about things in 2 years. Because this is the young lad that doesn't have any responsibilities in his life. So it's, it's more of a lighthearted feeling about life. And then this is the 2 years. Look at that. They gave you 2 wands, one for each year. And they have a divine light coming down onto it. And they have now, if I was gonna get an encryption from this, what I would say is, and I'm pretty good at these timeline types of things, I have a pretty good rating with these. I would say that they are marking that second wand with that light beam right there And that's an encrypted message about in the second year from now. So I would say you're probably going to have a large life-changing event in that area relating to that question in 2027. Or maybe like 2 years from now. But when I think of 2 years, I kind of think of, I usually, since we're already halfway through, so you could go either way. You could say 2 years from now, or you could say in 2025 or in 2026. So, you know, I'd say all the way up to, you know, early part of 2027. So somewhere in there, seems like we have a pretty good indicator there. And then they're giving me this card too, which is my surprising information card. That's my card of information. And see, now that's a wand again. See? I think that's the second year out from now, wand. And that's when you get the, I just said you're going to get something happen to you that's going to make you go, And that's what this card is about. It's about getting an adrenaline rush about this news. This is news. The wand stands for news. And the page is on his way to tell the king and queen the news that he has. And they're going to go, well, isn't that interesting piece of news? And so they give me this card to have people get some news that makes them go, oh, look at that. That just happened. So now, encrypted wise, now if I'm reading that means that is an indicator event. Now it could be a turn of events, it could be something that happens, it could be a change in a job or something that makes you go somewhere else, but they're saying there's something important related to that path, and I'm getting that it's probably going to be in that second wand year from now. And then I'm going to check one more card for you. I'm going to say, how are you going to feel about your life in general? I'm going to go out 10 years from now and see how. And you're thinking, oh my God, are you kidding me? That's an eternity. But it gives you time to do a lot of things with your life from now to 10 years. And you'd be surprised how fast 10 years can fly by. I can't believe how fast the last 8 years of my life have just flown by. I'm just like, what? This happened 8 years ago? What? How did that even happen? Because time has been sped up a little bit. Time is not as fast as it used to be. I mean, it's faster than it used to be. And I know it doesn't make sense. People, no, it doesn't. Same exact amount of time. But this is an illusion. This galaxy is an illusion. And so they have sped up time a little bit. So a second still says a second on the clock. But how long it takes for that second to be a second is a little faster. It's like the days go by faster than they were before. And everybody's saying that. Everyone's saying they've definitely sped up time. But I think back to my childhood to now, a day definitely does not feel as long as it did when I was a kid. And people are going to go, are you kidding me? That's the dumbest science I ever heard. But no, there's quantum physics that could explain that. But I'm not the quantum physicist, so I'm not going to explain it right now. But, okay, 10 years from now, wow! Okay, well, that's pretty good. Okay, so this is a path card, being led on your path. And this is 2 new people that aren't in your life right now. And they are small people. So we're just going to go with that. That's a pretty good card right there. Pretty good card. And this one, they want me to read the book quick on that because they've got some direct words from that Hermit card that they want to say to you today. So let's see. Let's find the Hermit. Number 9. The Hermit. Okay, I'll see what words jump out. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I can PM you back. I'll PM you back the meaning of the Hermit, okay? Okay, but it's good. It's I guess I can kind of give it to you in encryption too, but it's yeah, and it's one of self-knowledge too. Much knowledge of the world, and you will have gained much knowledge of the world, is what they're saying. But it also talks about the Hermit card is also about a mysterious individual showing up. So a mysterious or a person showing up in a mysterious manner, and then that's related to the second card with the 2 smaller people, and that's in your 10-year timeline out from now. So after we're done with the live tonight, I can chat with you a little bit about more details about that. Okay. Let me see if you have any other follow-up questions. I don't see anything new in the comments. Okay, so hopefully that's good for you on that question. Let's see, now I was on to Bernadette, and you had said your father's side of his family. Okay, his father's side of your daughter's family. So his father, basically your son-in-law's father has passed. Is that what I'm getting? So he's lost one of his parents. So your son-in-law's lost one of his parents, is what I'm assuming you mean there, unless you mean grandparents. Okay, and Bernadette's question above was, messages for your family and your daughter's family, which is your daughter's husband. Yep, my family from the family of my daughter on the... Okay, well, that could be like a 3-hour thing, but let me see if I can narrow that down a little bit. Because, yes, they're going to have lots of messages. They're talking as one group right now. They're all joining together, so that's cool. They're making it easier for me. Both sides of the family, they're all just talking as one group, and they're talking really positive. The first thing they started doing was talking positively about you and your journey and your path and what you're doing. They wanted to really give you accolades about where you've been going with your own consciousness and your own... Know your daughter. Oh, okay, hold on a minute. Her father's side of his family. Her father's side. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I get what you're saying. Okay. Your daughter's father's side of the family. Okay. So basically, the father of your daughter, his family, or your family, is what you're saying. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Okay, well, the first thing they were doing is they were pointing out your white hair. They love your white hair. And they're talking about that your white hair is kind of like indicative, and I don't even know if it's still white. I haven't seen a recent picture of you, but I know you had it white for a while, and it's white on your profile picture. And they're talking about your white hair, and they're saying that it's kind of like ties in with where you've been going as a soul as you've been progressing, because you've been really rising up your frequencies and really stepping into all that you are, and that white hair just so matches because it's so like wisdom. They're saying it just kind of means like wisdom and coming out of your consciousness, and your top chakras are in your head. And so switching your hair, they're like, like what motivated you to want to switch your hair and just let it be white like that? And is it naturally just the white then, and so you just stopped coloring it? Because it is just fabulous on you. I love it too. I think it's very stunning because energetically it just kind of hits me more than the black hair did. It's just like, whoa, this chick's, she's a wise soul. Like that's kind of, it makes a statement, which I love. And someone just said that individually. They said it makes a statement, which I love. So somebody said that. And yes, okay. So now specific, okay. Okay, so your daughter's father has passed, right? Yep, you said that, right? Because I feel like her father is stepping up now, and I'm assuming that it is... Oh, natural. Okay, yeah. I like it. Yeah, I totally love it. Keep it up, because it does really. It's because what it is it's actually letting your true soul self kind of phase through into this physical body. Because as a soul, when you're not in your body, you're probably like super, powerful sorcerer goddess level type work is what you're working on right now with the universe. You're doing a lot of energy work. They're showing me now, they are talking about you more. They're saying that, I was going to switch to your daughter's father, but let's go back to you for a minute. They're telling me that like when you're not in a body, you are doing a lot of really big energy work right now to help the universe expand and help Gaia, the earth, to help her humanity get to their highest level of consciousness. So you're working on, and she said your higher self is actually doing that right now. Like that's what your higher self is busy doing while you're down here doing this. And so you're kind of like, and she said your higher self is talking now. So she's stepping to the front of the room of the group of people, and she's saying that like as you ascend, like as humans ascend, we bring more of our higher self energy into our lower self. And so you're just integrating more of your higher self into your daily who you are. And so that's why the white hair just fits you so well energetically, because it stands for that really, broad. They said it's more like the divine light. That's why it's kind of the white, bright light. It's kind of the same idea. And that's why a lot of really high level souls have super white hair. Like my higher self, when she comes to me, when I can see her in visions in my sleep, she has like the whitest hair you could ever have. Super white. And then I just had these 5 guys come to me last summer in my sleep, and they were 5 men. They were older men, like in their 70s, and 80s, and they all had white hair. And they said, we are the beings of light. And all of them had pure white hair. So it's kind of a thing up there. So that's really cool. And now I do want to give a message to your daughter from her father, if he is the one passed on to the other side, if I got that right, because that's what I'm getting energetically now, is that her father was on the, no, it's either her higher, it's the same, it's her father no matter what. I'm just assuming he's fully dead, because either way his higher self wants to give her a message. So I'll see what that message is here. I'm going to pull a card on that. First of all, so I can ground to your daughter's life, he was just saying a little bit about her life. How is she doing in general right now in her life? So I can better tune, because I felt like he was pointing that out. He was initially pointing out about her life and saying something about her life, but it was a big download of like a bunch of information that he gave me in one little electric bolt here, and I would be easier for me to ask you a clarifying question on that rather than try to go back and decode like several years of her life that he just gave me in one blip. So if you can kind of help me with how she's doing overall, that can help me understand what his message was. He said, well, I just wanted to kind of put a marker of like where she is right now. So he's kind of putting a marker of like where she is right now in her life, and that he understands and knows it. So that's what he's trying to do, as mark her life. And I'm seeing, as far as how old she is, I'm seeing her, I think, way younger than she is. But I'm seeing her pretty young. Oh, maybe he's marking a time when she was younger. Oh, okay. Can you tell me how old she was? Can you tell me? Okay, she's trying. Yeah, because I didn't think, like, he wasn't giving me, like, happy-go-lucky energy. He was giving me, like, you know, maybe some speed bumps going on. So that's what I was asking. Okay, now, how old was she when he died? Because he's giving me her, like, in her 20s. And I'm like, yeah, see, she's 45. Yeah, he was giving me her, like, in her 20s. So how old was she when he left the planet? Then I can put together his messages a little bit, because I'm like, he's talking and he's showing me her in her 20s, and I'm like, yeah, but dude, I don't think she's 20 anymore, because I don't think that Bernadette would have a 25-year-old daughter right now. So can you please explain to me what's going on with what you're telling me here? And so I thought I'd get a little clarification from you on how old she was when he passed. Otherwise, he's bringing up something, so we'll see. Because a lot of times, the reason is because a lot of times they'll pick up, they mark how old the person was when they died, and then they connect their life in all the way up to the present, is what they do this a lot. And so I was just figuring out, has he been gone for 20 years? Because that's kind of what late 30s. Late 30, like the year 30 years old, or in her late 30s. That's a big difference. That's 15 years or 5 years. The 30 would match with around the timeline of what he was giving me to her. So I'm just trying to see if he's marking an event that happened when she was in that age, and he wants to bring that through to the now, and it's kind of help her connect some dots in her life. Or if he's, if I was just seeing her younger, because she maybe looks young for her age or something. So I'll wait to pull a card till I see your answer on that, and kind of put together his message. 37. She was 37. Okay. Okay. Let me figure that out then. Okay. He was well, 37 is pretty young though. 37 can definitely look like you're in your 20s. Okay. Yeah, she's younger. Okay. He just said, yeah, she's younger. Okay, yeah. Well, 45, you know, when he died, she was pretty young, because 37 is young. I mean, my son is 36, 37 right now, and I still think of him as so young compared to me. Just a child, you know. And so, yeah. Okay, that fits. Okay, I got it. I'm just, guess I'm just getting old now. So 37 feels like 27 to me now. When I was a kid, that seemed so old, and now it seems so young. Okay, I'm on it now. Okay, good. Okay, and he just said, okay, so he just made the words, okay, I'm on it now. Jump out. Okay, so who's the one that's on it? Her or him? Okay, I'm on it now. Ah, her. Okay, he's talking about her. He says, that's her higher self telling me a little blip of her future. So that's your daughter in the future. She's saying, I'm on it now. So he's saying, essentially with that message. And he did want to cut off from where she died, when he died, and he wanted to come through to now, and he wanted to talk about her journey and what she's been doing when he's been gone, and he wants to tell her that she's going to feel like she's on it, like she said, okay, I'm on it now. So what he's saying is that I think he's saying that she's been through the toughest part, and I'm feeling, well, if I check her timeline, I would say in the next 2 years, that's what I feel like on her timeline, around the next 2 years or so, she's going to say, okay, I'm on it now. Like, I'm caught. He's saying her problem is that she was just behind the 8 ball for a while, and Earth and life was just going out, and she was kind of chasing after it, and that she's going to feel caught up. And that's what she needs to do. He said in order to feel caught up, she needs to work on that part. She just needs to work on thinking out ahead of her incarnations. So he said, like, the manifestations that are happening, she's got to, like, mentally kind of be out ahead of it and start living out there. And so that once things happen, it doesn't rile her up and make her have to chase after her life. And Abraham Hicks calls that staying out ahead of it. So in the Abraham Hicks videos, you could, they also said you could definitely introduce her to the Abraham Hicks videos on YouTube. And if you have questions, we can PM about that after. But that would, that might really help her too, like staying out, Abraham Hicks, staying out ahead of it. Put that in the YouTube search bar and have her listen to some of those, because I see that happen with so many people, and myself included a lot of times too. I'm trying to work on not being that way as well. But like if we get something that's a setback and then we just feel like, oh, you know, I was on this trajectory and then bam, this other thing kind of just, and so he's saying that she's just reorganizing and shifting a lot. And so when that does happen, where a surprise comes, or she thinks she's on this one trajectory and then something happens and it causes like a speed bump in the road or something like that happens, then she's kind of like, oh, I've got to reorganize now, I got to shift, you know. And so he's saying that she'll feel more caught up with all that jumbling and shifting going on. And he said that was part of her soul plan. It does have to do with the great awakening of the planet, and that he wants to let her know that everybody was going through a lot of that for the last 8 years. It's been a very, very tumultuous time for most souls on the planet for the last, at least the last 5 years. And so he's saying, you know, nothing wrong, everything's going fine, and that she'll start to feel more caught up. Okay? Okay. Namaste, they said. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay, let's see now. We have, okay, Sarah, Bernadette. Why? Okay, Sarah wants to ask, why am I so tired? Okay, you're welcome, Sumitra. Okay, why are you so tired, Sarah? Let's ask. Okay, they first of all, they showed me resistance, which means heavy energy. And they're saying, well, they're saying that you're not going to be as tired soon because you're really working on getting the ball rolling. But to get the ball started, they're showing me like a rock rolling. And they're saying to get the rock rolling originally, you have to push really hard. And then they're saying after a rock gets rolling on its own, it can pick up its own momentum and it can keep going down the hill faster and faster and faster. So they're saying you're at the point right now where you just have to keep pushing through. And they're saying your body was through a lot last winter with your sickness, and that your body is still recovering from that. And so they said, do your daily diary and write down everything you're doing that's making you feel better about what, you know, just write down how the day went. And you'll see, if you look at a month from now, you'll be like, oh, I'm quite a bit better than I was a month ago. And so also, everybody's been asking me why they're so tired. I woke up 2 days ago and I was like super tired, and my friend just talked to me on the phone yesterday or today. She's like, I just woke up, it was yesterday. She's like, I just woke up really tired today. And I'm like, yeah, me too. And I had somebody else, my friend in Colorado, said the same thing. So we are having a lot of these times where you might have like 2 weeks where it's kind of an unexplained tiredness, because what's happening is, because we're exponentially heading towards the great awakening of the planet in a really exponential rate, if we have any, they're saying to you, like, if you have any holes in your health anywhere besides this is just going to compound it. And so we're going to work on the other part of the health. They said you're already working on all that, so that's going to be really good. And they said just sleep till you're not tired. Like, if you're tired, they said just sleep. If you need to sleep 13 hours, just sleep 13 hours, and you'll be surprised at how much better you're going to feel. And they're saying it's because what's happening is the universe is giving us faster and faster frequencies, or higher frequencies, and that comes from our central sun, and it's sent to us by source. And so source is sending us energy waves all the time, and they're changing the frequencies, they're increasing those frequencies. And they used to do it at a really slow rate, because what happens is, as humanity, we meld to those frequencies around us because we are syncing with everyone else around us all the time. We'd like our vibrations to be the same and be in unison. That's why friends that are similar are best friends. That's why neighborhoods of similar people with similar backgrounds like to have neighborhoods together, because they like to socialize and they like to be around vibrations that are similar to ours. And we always do that. That's what humans do. And so the energy that comes to us from the universe, our bodies vibrationally shift up to those frequencies, and then we start vibrating at that. And when it first happens, we're dissonant to that, and so we're at a lower rate, and this is a faster frequency that's being sent and being sent and being sent. And so what happens is our bodies have to shift up to that frequency in order to stay on Earth. Otherwise, we'll die and we'll go away. And so, and that's what's happening with a lot of people, because a lot of people have decided that they don't want to stay for this great awakening and all this ascension that's happening, and they are dying because of it. So you either have to speed up your vibration, or you get kicked off the planet vibrationally, because you're not a vibrational match anymore for the frequencies of the planet, which creates sickness, which creates your death. So for you, what's happening is everybody on the planet, we're all going through this. They're speeding up the changes in the frequencies at a much faster rate, and they've been doing that since the late 2010s, but now it's getting really intense, and that's what they said to tell you that. They said to tell you, like, specifically, now it's getting really intense. And so you're going to start feeling all those shifts and changes, and they said along with you're also on a simultaneous life path of change as well, because you are working on getting to your highest vibrating thing that you want to do with your time. And so they're calling you double. That's why you're so tired, because you're getting a personal calling, and you're also feeling the planet calling. And so it's like, whoa, all day long, so you don't get a break. So they're saying for you definitely need to get more sleep. Just rest. On a day you don't have to get up from work, let yourself sleep 2 more hours. Don't put yourself on a timeline and just go into a coma. I have to do that once in a while, like maybe 2 days out of the year. I might sleep for 13 hours. And I'm just like, I was just in a coma. But I feel so good now. So once in a while, you just have to catch up. Especially when we have timelines in America where we're usually getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night. And did you know 100 years ago, we slept for 10 hours every night? Before the light bulb was invented, human beings were sleeping for 10 hours. So this is we are unusually sleep deprived. Americans are really, really bad about it. And so they're saying just do that, and they said allow your physical shell to catch up and rest, and of course when you get all this information, then you'll probably stop as much of the worrying to make sure that you're doing okay, and then that will also exponentially make you feel better as well. So they said just step into your strength and your power and keep it up. They said keep up everything you're doing, and you're going to start to feel a big difference. Now I'm just checking with them on nutrition and see if there's anything to do with that you need to change, because they said you have been changing your nutrition to the highest vibration for you, and they said that is definitely on the right track. They're talking about iron, so I don't know if you're getting enough iron of your heavy minerals. Check your heavy minerals, and you can actually get that tested. You can buy like home test kits and things from some of these companies that can check your stuff. But you might try supplementing with some iron for like a week and see if you feel better, and we can talk about that through PMing as well too, and checking on that stuff for you. But other than that, they're not giving me any sickness, they're not giving me any cancer, they're not giving me any any red flags or any dissonant energy at all. It's all just go, and you're just exhausted because there's so much change going on in your body. And the main thing was just making sure that you give your body time to recoup from all that and be able to rejuvenate, they said. So hopefully that helps. Okay, next we have, let me see who is on here next. We have Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Cheryl. You're just listening. Okay, no questions for you guys. Okay, Sarah, so true. Great, thank you. I'm glad that you liked that question. Someone else just said hi too. Ashmere, hi. Okay, Yeah, okay. Bernadette, since nobody has a new question right now, I'll answer your follow-up question. Oh, okay, Ashmere, will you get a job offer? Okay, let me do you next, and I'll answer Bernadette's follow-up question quick. I'm 72 years old. How is my health? There are times my mind does not shut down at night. They said, good for you. I'm like, that's the opposite problem you want to have, right? At your age, to have your brain not shutting down at night is like accolades. Woo! Keep going. Good job. So, yeah, they're kind of chuckling, because, and they're showing me your energy level for 72. And I'm going to be just like you. You are totally my mentor in that area. I'm just going to kick her down just like you. And my parents are both young, vibrant for their ages too, and they've always been my inspirations to keep going and stay young. And you're in one of those people in that group as well, Bernadette. For me, 72 and rocking it. And so they said, don't worry about the mind not shutting down at night, because if you just let those thoughts go and just let them run and just relax with it, you'll find yourself just falling right into sleep. That's what I do. I just like lay there and think. I get a lot done when I'm sleeping. I get a lot of thought stuff done. And resting in bed with your eyes shut is 70% as effective as sleeping. So they said, don't worry about it. Just let her go. They said, keep a note paper and a pen handy, because you're probably going to get some of your best ideas at night when you're sleeping, right? So yeah, they don't have a problem with that at all. They said that's all awesome. So yeah, and when I'm doing an overall energy check on you, of course, I'm not a doctor and I'm not giving out professional medical advice. This is just for entertainment, but I do like to test people's energy fields and see what's in there. And for Bernadette, I just feel like you still have such a strong energy field. I feel like they're showing me a push now from 72 to 92. You're actually going to have kind of an acceleration. You're just going to be like, whoa. And then you're just going to coast into 92. That's what I'm feeling. So I'd be really surprised if you leave the planet before you're in your 90s. I really would, because I feel like you're here. You still have a lot left too that you want to contribute, and you're just kind of stepping into your own now, actually, which is really cool. In your 60s is when you kind of started, like saying, I just want to be my true self. I just want to kick her down, and I'm thinking like you got 20 more years of that at least. So that's what I'm going with for you. Okay, Ashmere, will you get a job offer from MS? My interview was yesterday. Okay, let's ask. Okay, what is MS? It's not multiple sclerosis, so let's see, what is MS? And let me see. Oh, okay, they first want to ask you, because this is really cool. Job offers are like such a cool thing. I do a lot of work with people. And the first thing they want to talk about before they even give the answer about the job offer part is they want to say, with jobs, it's the same thing. They said it's kind of the same thing as death. It's either your day or it's not your day. If you're supposed to get the job, then everything will line up and you'll feel like, oh, that was so synergistic. And if you're not supposed to get that job, then things might happen and you'd be like, oh my God, I was stuck in this huge train ran in front of me and I was stuck on the freeway for a 15-minute backup. And I got there, just in the nick of time. I didn't have time to organize my thoughts and I was kind of jumbled up. All that stuff is probably because it's, and if you don't get a job offer because of that, then it would be because it wasn't the job you were supposed to get. And so I always say, leave it up to the universe to bring you to your highest good and your highest outcomes. And when we think on life, okay, Morgan Stanley, okay. We think in life that, we've got this plan, we got this job, we got this application, let's put it in and get the job, right? But they want you to know that your higher self is kind of guiding that. And all of our higher selves are kind of guiding that. And so whether we do or don't is really incidental. It's really about living our life in our highest flow and just surrendering to that. And so they said, because of that, let's see what kind of indicators you were getting emotionally about it when you were in the interview, because they want to teach you that part. They want to teach you, like, we'll be able to feel when it's our day, and sometimes we'll feel like when it's not our day. Like, one time I was auditioning to sing in a band, and all of a sudden my voice started like doing like these possessed things. I swear, I was like, what is my voice doing? When I was singing, it was like doing some weird crack up thing or something, and I'm like, my voice has never done that in my entire life. Oh my God, what just happened? And I knew that I was destined to not do that at that time in my life. My children were still younger, and I was always glad that I didn't have that in my schedule, and that I had more time to be around for my kids when they were in school age. So it was good that it didn't happen to me. But I thought that I thought that's what I wanted, and I went out and I auditioned, right? Okay, so let's see now. I want to see about, okay, yeah, let's ask that too. Okay, so I want to ask about the, your emotions when you were going through the interview. Did you feel like you were just like, oh my God, this is like so on it, in it for me? Or were you feeling like, I don't know, I can't tell, I'm not sure how it went? Because I have always felt like whenever it's kind of like my day to get something, I kind of feel like, well, for instance, they got the statistic, when you walk into the interview, in the first 30 seconds or not, they know if they want to hire you or not, right? And I always tell my clients that, like, if they're auditioning to be in a musical or be in a play, I'm like, you have to be it to become it. You have to vibrate it in order to get picked. So the person, they're going to pick the person that is the most exemplary of what they're looking for when they walk in the door. And so if you're a vibrational match to that, and that's a vibrational match to your flow, then everything will sync up and you'll get that job. And if you're not, don't worry about it, because whatever you are a vibrational match for is going to show up, and you're going to be so happy that you have that one, not the other one anyway. And so let's see what they're saying about this one. Was it a first round interview, second or third round interview, Ashmere? You're more positive about it. It went mostly well. Okay, was it a first round or second round? Let me see. Let me see how you're going to feel. And did they give you a timeline on how long it was going to take until they... are they ready to make a final decision now after this interview? Or is it moving on to next rounds? Or is it job offer time after this interview? Now, that just jumped out to me when I said it. Job offer time right after this interview. So, they said that along with me when I said that. So, if it's not this one, then I would say something is coming really soon after this one, if it's not this one, because they said job offer time right after this interview. So, that's really good. And they just jumped out to me too when they said really good. Okay, first interview, first round. Okay. So you don't know if they're going to do other round. Second one to follow if successful. Okay. Second to follow. Yep, second. Okay, let me first say, okay, did they say when they're going to let you know if they're doing second rounds? I'm thinking next week. That's what I'm getting, but see if I'm right on that. And it feels good for me. Energetically, I feel either neutral or positive. I didn't get a twinge. Like when you first asked about it, I didn't get a negative twinge that went like, ooh, like, I don't think that's your deal, Yeah, interviewing others. Yep. Yeah. Well, okay. Either way, I'm going to pull a card too, but either way, on the actual outcome of this interview, I'm so overshadowed with positive energy for you around this whole job thing that if it's not this job, there's just like this cloud around you of positivity with the job thing in general. So are you moving up? Do you in a week? There you go. See, that's what I thought too. In a week. Yep. Next business week is what I was getting at the timeline was when they were going to let you know if it's second round or not, or maybe schedule the second round next week, but sometime after Memorial Day. Is Memorial Day this weekend? No, that's not this weekend. That's not coming up this weekend, right? I took American. I had to take more holidays off my calendar because it was defaulting to like German holidays and things on my calendar with me at the same time. And I'm like, I don't want to know every single German holiday. So, okay, in a week. Yeah. So sometimes I don't know. I have to look up in Google, when is Memorial Day? Because it doesn't pop up on my calendar. So, but I was feeling like, okay, so what I'm feeling like to tune into your job thing. First of all, they're saying, okay, they want to say, first of all, it was really good that you applied and you're making action and taking action. They gave you like A+ for that. Now, do you work there right now and you're just working on getting a promotion, or is this a whole new company? I'm feeling like it was like a whole new company for you, but I want to double check that and see. Is this an entry level type job? I'm asking all these questions because I'm grounding to your timeline. So I'm trying to read the whole energy of the trajectory and get into your Akashic record and read what's going on with it so I can get a really good hold on it, because there's multiple outcomes that are happening with us at all times as humans on the planet. We live in multiple dimensions at the same time. And so I'm trying to get some grounding information to help read your trajectory and your future. So, okay, interviewed others will tell in a week. So any other jobs soon, too worried. So any other jobs, too worried. I need to work. Okay. Okay, so did you say entry level or not? Good AVP level. I don't know what AVP is. Tell me what that means. No, you don't work. Okay, that's what I thought. Yep, it's getting in. And okay. Okay. Okay, currently jobless. Okay. What does AVP level mean? How long have you been jobless for? What's going on with you? Give me a little bit more background on your situation. Because they'll sometimes give me suggestions on what you can do in order to fill in blanks for you until you get something. So how are you? Do you have anybody to live with? Are you okay for a little bit of time? Or do you have like, no, if I don't get a job by the end of the month, I'm going to get evicted from my apartment? Like, how desperate is your situation with that? Because I'm getting a little bit of urgent energy there around you. Assistant by oh, that's a great job. Okay, so you're not an entry-level person. You're going higher. Okay. Oh, okay. They just said you're going higher. So they're giving me everything they've said to me so far has been positive for you. They said you're going higher. They said a new job coming really soon. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. Just this month we were terminated from current job. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Okay. See, once again, there's a lot of this going on, this thing happening out there in the universe. Things are really shifting, but they just said you're going higher. So what they're explaining with that is that you are restructuring your reality around you, and you're going to end up at something higher and better than what you were at before. How long were you at your job that you were at before this? Qualified accountant. Oh, okay. So you're a qualified accountant, so you can do a lot of accounting jobs. Okay. Did you know that I just had an ad come up? This jumped out for me for you for in the meantime. I have had ads come up on my my Facebook timeline, I think, a lot, where they talk about online accounting bookwork type jobs where you can do people's books. Like, companies are looking for book. Okay. Unfair dismissal. Okay. So you might have a nice little something coming with that lately or later as well. Like, a lawsuit, so sometimes those come in gifts. I get a lot of that with my clients, and they're actually a gift because they are transcending to something better, and the wealth that they get from that helps them to maybe go do something where they also maybe want to do something completely different with their lives. And so the universe is like, okay, I'm going to give you this gift of a big chunk of money so you can go and start doing this work for the universe that you really want to do to help humanity. So there's all these infinite reasons why things happen. Disappointed with your employer. I don't doubt that. Absolutely. So okay, and you already have an interview in the same month. You're rocking it. I think that you might think it's a little bit more desperate than it's going to be for you. I think but that's great that you're out there running and getting your ass out there right now and be like, boom, I'm in it. You're already interviewing for really good jobs, and so they said summer is coming up right now too. Now, did you get any kind of a okay, filing? Yep, see, filing an appeal. There you go. Yep. Some stuff. Yeah, I have right now. I feel really good energy about that being successful with the appeal. I feel really good about that. I'm getting them. I just got the word settlement in my head. Have they offered you a settlement yet? Because I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I would not be surprised if they do. But yeah, so that could be gifts. So they want you to change your perspective on that and think to yourself, okay, this is a gift in disguise. I'm meant to be doing something higher and better, which is what they just said 5 minutes ago. And this is all shifting around me because the universe is like, okay, ready, set, go. Bam. And then this stuff happens and you feel in upheaval for a little while, and then off you go, and you're like, you're going to end up like, if I'm showing your frequency now that you're at with your current job was about here, you're going to end up about here with your new job. So you're definitely doing a plane shift, plane, a consciousness plane shift to a higher level. And that's all what's going on with you right now. So The Morgan Stanley job, let me check back in with that and see what that feels like. Okay, now when I just said let me check back in with that, I got a negative twinge when I said that from those guys. So that could indicate that they're going to be like, oh, you know, like, we'll keep your resume for second time around if we have somebody next time. Kind of a thing, because I got a twinge about that they were just being kind of complacent. So I wouldn't, like, definitely sit around. I would definitely be kicking out there and letting that all go. Just let it all go to the universe and be like, okay, that's my job, great. If not, I'm going to spend every hour I've got, because you're not working right now at all, right? But you've got a lot of things you could do in the meantime. Now, do you have to, yeah, absolutely. So, absolutely. And we can do a private session outside of this too, but you're not working, so you probably don't want to do that right now. But, yeah. But when it comes to that, we can definitely do a session on anything you have with that going on. But as far as the current, the current situation, did they give you enough of, are you okay for like 2 months? Are you okay for like 2 months or not? Because that's what I'm feeling like your timeline is. So let me check you out for 2 months. If you're okay for the next 2 months financially, then I feel a lot better about you. If you have to start making money by the 1st of June, then I want to talk about some alternate income methods. So which one is it? Give me some indication on that so we can see what's going on with that. Like, do you have a family to support? Do you have a big mortgage to pay? And this is like a huge, big thing, and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is so bad. So, like, you know, what level of income do you need to be replacing here? Did they send you out with like, you know, a chunk of money to live on for a while? Do you have any kind of unemployment or any kind of thing coming in that, no, so no, I'm not working. So what you're saying is you're not okay for 2 months. So they terminated you so that you can't, and it wasn't like a layoff or anything. They terminated you so that you cannot get unemployment or make any money, right? Okay, that's stressful. That's super stressful when that happens. Okay. Yeah, no, nothing. Okay. Okay, so that's like super stress. Okay. And do you have a residence or a house that like has to have certain things happen in order for you to keep it, or are you able to just let go and live someplace for like super cheap for a while? Or do you have financial burdens that you have to attend to? Because that's what I was feeling. I was feeling a little bit of urgency for you with the not working part. I was getting a little bit like, okay, well, let's get going on that. So yes, I understand fully about your situation. So what I'm feeling like, I'll wait till you answer my question. But in the meantime, energetically, what I'm getting is that, oh yeah, and no compensation after appeal. If not successful, I will apply for compensation from tribunal. Okay. Okay. And all right. Well, just know that in the end, this is definitely getting you to something higher. Right now, let's try to minimize the turbulence. And so, you know, they're saying you're doing really good to apply. You had a great interview this week. I am up in the air on if that's the one you're supposed to get or not. Let me pull a card on how you're going to feel after you hear back from them on the first round interview. How is he going to feel? He or she is Ashmere. I have to look and see your profile. Yeah, I have bills to pay. May move out of. May move out. Yeah. If you have a place. So, okay. Oh, what was I just asking with this? How are you going to feel? Oh, yeah. How are you going to feel? Okay. Hold on a minute now. I'm going to see. Oh, they gave me these two cards, and I feel like. Oh, whoops. Nope. No. There we go. Cancel. There we go. I've got to go look at. See, the picture of you in your profile picture looks. This is what they gave me. They gave me this, which looks really like your profile picture. And then this is you as well down here in the cup. And so these are all the candidates. These are all the job candidates. And this is them picking you. They're like, we want that girl. And then that card is the you card. And it's like, you look so much like your profile picture there. And you're killing it. Like when you're there, you're just like, I am on it. I am so killing it. I rock. And so that's you getting a job. And that's how, this is what I pulled when I pulled for how you're going to feel after you hear back from them next week. So I would say you probably make it to the second round from what I'm getting here. I mean, that looks pretty good. But if it's not that job, because they talk in encryption sometimes, and I never know for sure exactly what they're saying, because they always give me little encryptions, and they say, but we want the person to live in their highest flow and trust the flow and don't be too attached to one specific outcome, because the flow is in charge. And they're showing you your flow. They're like, your day is coming where these are all the candidates. Each cup is a candidate and you're the one picked. And they just said, you're the one picked. So you're going to get picked for something. And in the meantime, follow your flow on what you feel like you have to do. Because it could be part of your journey to just let go of something. Maybe you're supposed to just completely let go of your whole life and reorganize. So we'll get to that down the line later. But today, for the quickie, the quick type of question format, we're going to leave that at that for today. And then, will your appeal be successful? Will your appeal be successful? Will your appeal be successful? Well, they're encrypted. Give me an encrypted answer again. They said, well, what's your definition of success? Because they said success for your soul. Yes, that's what they said. Will it be successful in the eyes of your soul? Yes. And when they said yes right now, I did get a little twinge, like they were encryptedly saying yes. But once again, they're saying, a lot of times they'll give me these encrypted answers at these certain levels because it helps us to grow as souls, to not be dependent upon one particular outcome, but to live instead in our highest flow and trust that and just follow our impulses every single day about what we're supposed to do. So for you, they're saying, keep your momentum going every single day. Don't just stop and go, well, I think the psychic told me my appeal is going to go through, so I'm good in 2 weeks. They're like, for you, they want you to be like every single day maximizing what you can do to move ahead and get back to where you need to be and get a job again. No matter what. Just keep doing that every day until whatever is supposed to happen happens, okay? Because that's going to give you the highest long-term, get you up to that higher plane, because you are reshifting your whole life. It is not dependent on just this one little thing and this one promotion. And if someone's just in one job and they're asking if they're going to get promoted or not, or how they're going to do in their interview, I can read those really easily. But you have so much shifting going on that it's really about that for you. It's not about one micro event in your life, okay? So hopefully that helps. Oh, if your appeal is successful, you're back with your current job. Well, now I got a twinge of energy on that one. That definitely twinged me. And but they said you're going higher. So that could mean that the reason why this happened is because you're going to go back and you're realigning something at your job, and that's going to end up on a higher level than it was before all this happened, right? So either way, you are going to something in a year, you're going to be like so much better. But right now, you've got some of this stuff going on. And so, do your daily stuff that's in your flow. Yeah, exactly. But but it's summer in Minneapolis, so there's a lot of jobs you could do. So keep applying for the big jobs. If you don't hear what you want to hear, I don't know. Please let me know what happens next week with the second round interview. If you don't get that job and you're starting back to square one with something else and you don't have any interviews, then there's a lot of things you can do in Minneapolis where you can start getting short-term money. There's a lot of things people can do nowadays. And they also talked about online bookwork type work for you, because you've got the accountant degree, and there's a lot of businesses that want to hire bookkeepers and they just work from home online. And so there's a lot of things you can do to fill in if you need to, because you have a lot of talents. And so they said you'll be okay, and just know that the reason why it's happening is because you are going through an incredible realignment of your entire life for the better. And how long till you're back to work? Well, like I said, you could, I think in the next 2 weeks, you should work on shifting something to be able to get money coming in. So like I said, if you don't get the big jobs, get working right away on getting something else coming in at least. Like I said, get some online work, get work for 2 companies doing online bookwork, something you can just kick out. Or go to a company. There's a lot of companies that need summer help. that curtail to tourism and things in the summer that you could work on to just do something. So as far as the big job goes, I do not know in this type of a format. I cannot tell you for sure what's going to happen with all of that. Would be like a half hour or to an hour reading. I'd have to sit down and just delve in because it's all so pliable. You have so much going on. But I do feel like they said to you that there is a job coming after this interview. So it's either this one or something else. I feel like in the end, it's going to feel really traumatic for you right now. But in the next little while, you're going to look back and go, oh, okay, I got this all, I got it all settled and I'm good to go again. Applying everywhere. Yeah. You're the kind of person that you're just going to pick up. You're not going to let yourself fall way down. You're going to be like kicking it down and realigning, whatever, on the lower level while the higher level is still working out. If worse comes to worse, you'll figure out something down here and you'll be like, okay, I got it all figured out. I'm settled now and I can do this for a little while I'm applying for the big jobs. You're not going to just be sitting around making nothing. I would say like 2 weeks from now, you're going to have money coming in if you keep your, you can do DoorDash if you want to. I don't know if you have a car, but do you have a car? So you could do something like DoorDash, because I mean you can sign up for DoorDash and be DoorDashing in the same day if you want to. That's the really great thing about this time we have internet jobs everywhere, and we've got things like DoorDash, and Minneapolis has a huge hospitality industry as well. So a lot of times the elders will tell me to go do a job where you can get tips, because tips pay so much more per hour than other types of jobs do. And so there's a lot of different things you can do in the summertime in Minneapolis that offer a lot of tips. And so, that's what I always recommend. Get that higher amount per hour coming in with something like that. But for you, you've got those other skills. So you might be able to do an online job as well and still be having time to be applying for your other jobs and be kicking it down with something that you're doing online as well. And they have like websites where they have like all online jobs. But I did get the one where the book worker thing was jumping out. And I'm like, I'm going to keep that in mind for my clients, because what a great thing to do. You work for 2 or 3 companies doing their books. And, also they just said a realtor's assistant. Realtors this time of year are super busy. And you could contact the big fancy realty companies around your area and say, hey, I'm out of work right now, but I'm really organized and I'm a great assistant. Do you have anything I could do for you? And you could have like these realtors that make like $5 million a year, and they'd be like, sure, this is my busy time of year. Why don't you come on? I'll give you 0.05% of whatever listing you're working on when I sell it, and then I'll give you this much per hour. So I think you're the kind of person that's going to create your way no matter what. You're going to create a way for yourself, and then you're going to be kicking it back down, and in 6 months you're going to say, oh my God, this all turned out so great. I definitely don't feel a tragic ending for you, and I definitely don't feel like you're down in the gutter. You're not the kind of client that I can't help, because a lot of people do. They get themselves so far down into a low frequency where there's nothing I can do to help get them out of that. And they're just like, but. When I say something, they'll go, but I can't. But that won't work. But that I tried it. It didn't work. When I get those kind of answers, I'm like, okay. But you are not like that. Your energy is completely different from that. You are way up on the top. You are rocking and rolling, and you're really a forward momentum kind of person, and you're a super hard worker. So I am not worried about you at all. Not at all. Okay? Okay. And keep me posted, all right? Okay. Yep. Exactly. All you do right now is apply. Yep, just kicking her down. And like I said, things like people that are busy in the summer, like valet services, they are always crying for people. In Minneapolis, there's a lot of different companies that offer a valet service out by Lake Minnetonka. And in downtown Minneapolis, the fancy hotels, they have a valet company that has valet workers, and they can get some really good tips. My son used to work at the W Hotel as a valet attendant, and the rich and famous of Minneapolis go to dinner there, and the athletes go to dinner there, and they'll pump out fancy tips and things. So it's a really good way to fill in the blanks as well. So just keep your eyes open for your flow. And I know that you're actually in it, but you just don't know. You're in your flow, but it doesn't seem like it. That's your main message of the day for you. Okay, just keep going. All right. let's see. Thank you guys for waiting. That was a lot of stuff for Ashmere that we had to get through for her. She's going through a really big thing. So thank you guys else for waiting. Do we have anybody else that has questions? Let me see if I do. Why can't I get back to my comments? Why are they not showing up, the higher comments? I'm just seeing all of Ashmere's comments. So why does it say default? Yep. Okay, let me go to my something weird's happening. Okay, let me go to my phone and see if I can scroll back, because I can't see my I can't see my older comments before. Yeah, I can't see my older comments. If anybody's waiting for a question, can you please re-comment your question at the bottom, because it's not letting me go all the way back up to my oldest comments right now, and I do not know why. So I'm going to go to myself on Facebook right now and see if anyone else is waiting for something on here, and see if there's anybody else. If not, then we'll end. But let me go see if there's anybody else waiting for something. I thought I had a couple other... Oh, I did have somebody else. I know there was somebody else. Please re-comment again at the bottom so that I can see what is going on with you. I'm trying to go to my own live feed on my phone so I can see my questions. Yet I'm not finding my live. Am I still live? There I am. Okay. Let me go to my comments. 103 comments. What is going on? Okay, I'll turn on my volume on my phone. Let me go back up. Okay, I see some here. Maggie, Vicky. Okay, Vicky. Yeah. All the way at the top. Yeah. Okay, Vicky. Let me see if I can scroll up and see you now on my phone. No, it's not letting me go. It's not letting me go all the way back to the top. So can you please re-ask your question, Vicky, at the bottom, okay? Just ask it again at the bottom, because apparently it only keeps so many comments. I have 103 comments. So please ask your question again, Vicky. And does your niece Olivia have a message? Okay, sure, Maggie. We can totally do that. Okay. I'll give Vicky a count of 10 to see if her message comes back, and if not, then I'll start with Maggie and just circle back around to Vicky. Okay. So I'll start grounding to your family, Maggie, right now as I'm waiting for Vicky's question. So, niece Olivia, okay, for her parents. Does she have a message for her parents? Oh, okay. So she died young, is what I'm getting energetically, right? She was young when she died, and her parents are your sibling and spouse, right? Okay. Oh, that always makes my heart hurt. Okay, of course she'll have a message. Let's ground to her and see what's going on with Olivia. It says too many breaks. It has too many breaks. It won't go through. It has too many breaks. Well, I got this message. So can you just reply to just if you can say that message, you should be able to. Oh, it says it has too many breaks. You can PM it to me, but it should work. I don't know why. Break it up into 2 or 3 smaller ones. Okay, she was 28. I'm going to work on Maggie, then we'll come back to you, Vicky. She was 28, your brother. Okay, yep, she was 28. Okay, what did she die of? So I can ground to her energy. Was she sick, or did she commit suicide, or was she in an accident? How did she pass? There's a lot of people in that age group that, I don't know, that's not the right thing to say, that died by suicide. Anyway, please let me know what the situation was in this lifetime for her deaths. And she's had many deaths in many lifetimes. I want to make sure I'm grounded to the right one and the right event in this lifetime. and we will definitely speak with her. And how long ago did she die as well? When did she pass over? She was 28. So young. So young. Years. And she died. Autoimmune, dropped to the floor. Get out of here. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Well, that's obviously, she just said that's obviously a soul agreement. It was my time to go at that time, because she's talking about, but tell me how long ago she died. She's talking about, right now, she's saying, I dropped to the floor at that time, and I was exiting. It was my exit point. If it wasn't my exit, I felt like it was a short time ago. Thank you for confirming the timeline. She said, if I wasn't supposed to go at that time, I would have not dropped to the floor at that time. I would have been like in the doctor's office, or like what happened to one of my friends. One of my friends last week, this is an example. It's either your day or it's not your day. One of my friends very recently was playing a sport. And after he got done playing the sport, he dropped to the floor. And at the same sporting location where he was playing his sport happened to be a doctor. And the doctor saved him until the ambulance got there. And so it wasn't that person's day. So that's the timing of these things. And that's what the first thing the people on the other side always tell me. They're like, please, the first thing they want to say is, the people left, thank you, Vicky, I see your message coming through, so we'll definitely get to you next. Okay, so what they're saying is, they want to say to, the first thing they want to say to, well, she said, well, the first thing I want to say is, I love you both dearly. The second thing she wants to say is that it was my time to go, and we'll talk about why she went in a minute here. She wants to talk about her soul's journey and what she's doing. But she said, there was nothing that you could have done to keep me back here, and so please do not go the old I would have, should have, could have thing, because that has been really, really detrimental to so many people on the planet. And of course I do it too. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. You know, my horse passed away 2 summers ago, and I did the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Luckily she came to me in my sleep, and we had a 2-hour conversation, and I got to ask her all the questions I needed to ask her, and I'm all up to par with why she left. And so the whole why they left thing can really help. And they want to explain again all the souls on the other side, along with now what was her name? What is your niece's name? I'd like to know her name as well. Olivia. Okay, yeah. Olivia is saying as well that we're just shifting dimensions. That people, she wants to say, as humanity ascends right now, which is what I'm here for. She said, I'm 28 years old. I'm working for the Great Ascension. So most of the people that are dying young do have really important soul journeys for the Great Awakening. I'll get to that in a minute. But for the first part of her message, she wants to say that as we ascend, which is what she's helping with, we will be able to speak more clearly with our souls that have passed to the other dimension. And she wants me to explain the gray space and the white space to you. So there is white space and gray space, or black space and gray space, or I think it's called white space and gray space. Let's just call it white and gray for today. White space is the other side. That's the divine side. That's our true home. We are in the gray space right now. There's a delineation between white space and gray space where we cannot cross over and go just hang out in the gray space. But the gray space souls can cross over and come back and hang out in the white space. So they are able to come back and talk to us, but the gates are shut. They just said, like God just said, the gates are shut for you guys. So yeah, we can only go so far. We would not get past the gates, right? And so as we ascend to a higher level of consciousness, we will be able to, like I can, everybody will be able to, be able to speak with, and they said, and most of you do anyway. Like most of you do clairaudiently hear, have little conversations with your dead loved ones in your mind all the time. And we kind of know what they would say, right? And we hear we hear their answers, oh, she'd be saying this right now, like that. So we're going to get more and more like that. So we'll be able to communicate more clearly with them from the other side. But for right now, we've got that white space, gray space thing, and we have to stay on our own sides. And so she wants to let you know that she's just crossed over to that, and that it's just a thing. It's just a dimension shift, and it's all great. It's all good. And that this whole death thing the Western society is going to start to be, you know, less and less and less and less traumatic for people, because they're really meant to be able to talk. And I listened to Bashar, who is a version of us from the future, or he's a more evolved version of humans, and they live in a different star system, and they work with Bashar works with a guy named Daryl Anka, which I just really think they're great. And so he said that, you know, they are able to openly communicate with their dead loved ones in that society, because it's all it is opening up your abilities. That's all it is. You're God-given how you are. That's all it is. So they want her to know that, or she wants them to know that she has just crossed a dimension, and she's just right over there in this other dimension line. She said, you guys created me. I will always be me. I'm always your creation. Your creation of me can never die. So she's showing me like her physical shell, who she was as a person, and she wants to tell them. I'm gonna cry because it's so sweet. She said, you know, you will have, and she's choking me up in my throat right now too. She's like, you will have me for eternity. I am your child for eternity. You are my parents for eternity. So once it's created, it never gets uncreated. And she's talking about timeline jumping right now. She says, once you cross over to the other side, you can do timeline jumping, and you can go back and enjoy and re-enjoy experiences in your timeline. So she said, you'll get lots of me. When you cross over, you'll get lots of me. We'll get to do so many cool things together. And it's just it's just a short time of space away. But that's it. That's all it is. It's just a short separation time. And then we'll all be rocking it again. She just said we'll all be rocking it again. So I don't know if she liked rock and roll or if she said we rock, but she just said we'll all be rocking it again. So hopefully that helps you feel a little bit better. Okay. All right. Okay. So Vicky, your question was, she has come to you. Oh, see Maggie? Exactly. Oh, wow, that's so cool. Good for you. That's beautiful. And you know, like I said, just keep working on it. Just keep opening up, because they're there. They can come here. We just can't get there. And so we have to vibrationally match in order to speak with them. And that's what I do. I can shift my vibrations up and down, and the non-physical has a higher vibration because they don't have a body. And so it's a vibration tuning of my mind and my brain that I can get those messages. And everybody on earth does it all the time. We're all going up and down in our thoughts and our vibrations. So that's just the greatest thing ever to hear, that she came to you. And I hope that it was a great message, and I hope that gave her parents some peace as well. And my condolences to the family. You know, even though this is all what I teach, it's still really hard to go through this feeling on earth of separation. And the dead people do tell me that when we get back there, this is how long it's going to seem like we were gone for. That's it. A blink of an eye. We're going to feel like we were away from our loved ones over there for the length of a blink of an eye. But it could be 70 years on Earth. So just know this is all temporary. And she wants to let her parents know that they're rocking it too. She said, you guys are rocking it. And she wants them to just be in joy and love and just be jubilant as much as they can, and really enjoy their experience down here. And they said, same message that you gave earlier to the other person with the loved ones and the parents back and forth about being their happiest version of themselves. That person's sister was that, yeah, my first person's sister that had the question, the younger sister. So go back to that and listen to that same message. Okay. Yeah, sometimes emotions get away. Exactly. They do, because our emotions lower our frequencies down or up. If it's up, it's usually good. But sometimes, like I said, with well, actually, that was my new consciousness coaching video. Yeah, I just yeah. So yeah, exactly. There's times when I experienced a quantum healing event, and then when I realized I was the one that changed myself, I shifted back in a few areas of my health, because I went, oh, I'm in charge. I'm the one that did that, and then I get fearful that I can't sustain it. So it's always emotions. Our emotions always do things. I have a really cool video on my YouTube channel too called The Thought Highway, which I highly recommend you guys listen to, where I could see my thoughts and what they were doing. And I explain all that in like a 5-minute video. So watch it. It was one of the top coolest experiences of my entire life. So okay, all right. Thank you, Maggie, for your question. And once again, my peace and condolences to your family. Okay, Vicky. Thank you. Good to see you too. Okay, I have a question about. Oh yes, thank you, Maggie. Thank you so much. That really touches my heart. I'm so glad that you can get something. Hopefully, this will really help them. I know that's the hardest thing, and it's one of the most things. The things I'm most passionate about with my work is to really help people when they have gone through the experience of a death, to try and find. Oh, I'm sorry, Vicky. Got to hold on for a minute because Olivia just reminded me that we were going to talk about her soul plan and why she left. So, also, I was going to say, like, one of my passions is to help people understand why did that soul leave and where were they going? What were they? Why did she go at 28 years old? So let me ask her. She wanted to tell you that answer, and I didn't get it from her yet. So let me tune into that and see what she's saying about that. Okay, so Olivia, why did you go when you went? And what are you doing? And what are you doing next? And why did you leave at 28? I feel like she was really vibrant and she had like everything going for her. And it was like such a surprise that an autoimmune. Okay. Autoimmune. I'm asking if there's a soul plan for why she had autoimmune. What kind of autoimmune was it? They're really coming out with a lot of information now about autoimmune. Yeah, tell me what her autoimmune thing was too. What was it exactly? Because I'm feeling like it's a platform for her in this lifetime, and she was talking about that she's helping the world transcend that, and that's not a thing. I think I felt like she was saying, "Did you know that that's nutritional?" Like I felt like that's what she was saying. Did you know that my condition could be cured with nutrition, like that? And why did you have a short life? I'm going to pull a card on it because I'm not tuning into her clairaudiently right now. And you can answer my question in a second. I don't remember what I asked you right now because I'm trying to tune to Olivia. I asked you something. Oh, what the autoimmune was. She just said to me. Yeah, what the autoimmune was. Okay, so let me see. Why did you leave? Why did you leave when you left right now? Well, she's saying, first and foremost, we're not locked into a long life. She's like, who said that every time we come to Earth we live a long life and we have to do this long life thing, and if we don't have a long life something went wrong? She's like, that is a misnomer. That is a false definition right there, a false belief. She's like, lives aren't always planned to be long. That's just how it is. We come, we do something, we head out, we go back, we do our stuff. She's kind of like that. It's kind of like nonchalant, like I just had something to do, I came, I did my thing, I had a plan, and then I went back. It wasn't planned to be like this whole, she's showing me there was like not even an end to her life there. It wasn't even there. Like, like 70 more years. Okay, there was no 70 more years there. It was just this short timeline. She was jumping into a short timeline, doing something important with this lifetime, and then jumping back out and just cycling back around again. She goes, there's so many souls coming and going. Everybody's coming and going. Everyone's doing their things. They're doing their lives. And they're all different lengths. And all different things. And she goes, this wasn't even planned for me to be a super long life. From a higher self perspective, of course, her lower self probably had different plans and didn't obviously down here we don't know that. But this whole 100-year thing every lifetime, she goes, that's not even a thing. Like, that's not even something we even consider. It's never. We don't plan every single life down. Like, okay, we're gonna plan this whole 100 years out. She's like, we don't even do that. It's just like, okay, here's your assignment. Here's what you want to work on. Let's get this done. And then she goes, but we aren't told exactly how it's going to end. When we do go into our life, they didn't say this is going to be a 15-year life, but they do say stuff like, this is a concentrated life. There's a high likelihood that you won't finish out a very long ending to this lifetime. There's a very high likelihood that you're going to come in and have an intense thing happen, and then you're going to be exiting out. But they don't tell you exactly. So there's always room for change, and there's always room for free choice happening. So everything's real pliable. So like it's not like they totally know. Oh, okay, we have a bulletin board. We've got some 15-year lives over here. You guys pick one. We've got a 28-year one over here. Pick that one. It's not like that. She said it's about my own lessons and what I want to accomplish and what I want to do. And she goes, and there's like a specific timeline window of like how long it's going to take me to probably do that. And then it's up to my higher self. And she said, and then a lot of times we're given a choice. She said, it's like our exit points. Okay, she wants me to tell you this. Like, we have exit points of early, medium, and long in our lifetimes most of the time. And so she said, I was told, like when we get to the Y of the early exit point, then it'll be up to my higher self at that point. If my higher self wants to keep going with the incarnation, or if my higher self wants to jump out and cycle back around. And she said, when we jump out and cycle back around, that's because we can advance quicker. If there's not, if what she wanted to accomplish was already accomplished by 28, she doesn't need to stay for 70 more years just to kind of float around and do. Because she said she's working on specific things, working on specific lessons with her soul, and that's all it was. She's not really emotionally attached to the whole thing. So hopefully that explains to you guys what she's doing, and we just have to go, okay, and that sucks for us. And the parents part, like having parents experience the loss of a child, now that's something that can be coordinated with the higher level souls that coordinate our lives. They'll be like, okay, well, this would work out well because, or they have past life stuff that they're working on together. So they're flipping lives around, or they're doing things. So that's all their infinite personal soul stories on why all that happened. But it definitely was not the parents' fault. It's definitely not the parents screwing up. It's definitely not anything getting screwed up. That's what she said. She goes, it's not anything getting screwed up. So hopefully that helps answer that question. 16 surgeries. Oh my God. Wow. So there's something she was definitely doing with the health platform, and something really intense with all that. And she's just showing me her hand. She kind of went like this with her hand. See if I can get up to the camera to show if I'm holding my hand right. She just went like this, with like this hand bent, and then the other hand held it. So it's like this. So her hand was like crippled in or something like that, or it was painful or something, or she had joint pain or something's going on like that. And so she was just like, yeah, she just said like it was really intense. That's what she said. She just said it was really intense. And I think part of her platform is definitely the cure for that condition. She came here to help us create that. And I wouldn't doubt if she comes back around the next time and she's one of the people that actually works on the curing people of it. So like that's the kind of cycles we'll do. She said we do like 2 to 3 year life cycles, where it's like 2 to 3 lives are really closely related. One, you have the condition. The second one, you might come back around and work on the cure of the same condition. So that's kind of what she's doing, concentrated efforts. And it's just her own soul growth, her own soul path. And the parents lined up with her because they had some sort of reasons why the master level souls put them all together, and then the parents have their own separate lessons from all that and going through that as well. And that's of course a whole nother hour-long reading that we could get into at some point in time. So hopefully that answers everything for you. Thank you so much for asking, and she's a great soul to speak with. Okay, now Vicky. And if I'll see if you have anything else to say at the end. Maggie, thank you very much. I'll look for comments if you have any. I won't miss them. But I'm going to jump to Vicky now. Okay. I have a question about my horses that I have been rehabbing from EPM from the last year. Wondering if I'm missing some other issue that I may need to address to their complete healing journey. Okay. Where are they at right now? Tell me where they're at in the healing right now. How's that going for you right now with them? How far back are they? How bad were they? What have you been doing too? What kind of rehabbing have you been doing? If you wonder if you're missing some other issue, because EPM is definitely that's definitely a thing, and there's definitely a lot that can be done for that. For sure. One of my friends had some really particular cool herbal treatments that a guy in Texas created that was specifically for EPM. And she gave that to her horse, and it was like really beneficial. He's like, he studied up on everything EPM. And so I want to see if you're doing anything holistic and natural, or if you're just doing like Western. Like, what kind of EPM are you doing? I'm so sorry they got that EPM. Oh my gosh, that's that. But you definitely are on the right track. Great. I was going to say, before I read your comment, I'm like, you definitely are on the right track getting them back. So they're already back under saddle. That's phenomenal. Okay, so you're just doing meds so far. Okay, so nothing else, like no natural treatments? Because, I'm getting MagnaWave therapy. I've got a friend that does MagnaWave, And they're saying that would be really, really good for your horses because it gets the energy moving through their body again. And they have a lot of toxins that they need to get rid of in their body as well. So we need to do some toxin clearing, and I would say MagnaWave therapy would really good, red light therapy, but more MagnaWave than red light. So if you want my practitioner, I can give you her name. We can PM that because it's about energy being stopped in their body right now from that. And that's where they're a little sluggish and a little slow. So we need to help that. And so that will really be a helpful thing for them. See if you say anything else after that that I missed. So let me know if there's something else after that that you have to say back to that. Because that's what I'm getting. Definitely their energy is sluggish. And so we've got to help them with that. And then I'm getting like heavy metal clearing, you know, like almost like that kind of a thing. And so I think it'd be beneficial for you to maybe get in touch with that doctor in Texas that specializes in the EPM with the herbal treatment. Because he might have some really specific suggestions for you. So I would do that, and I would definitely do my friend. She's a great healer as well. She not only does MagnaWave, but she will chiropractically do things with the horse. She will do. She has the little acupuncture. She's got like a little acupuncture tool that presses, and so she can go like pop, you know, and she can like pop certain meridian points and acupressure points on the body. She helps the energy get just flowing through everything. And so she does a lot more than just, oh, you know the doctor from Texas that has the stuff? Okay. And have you contacted that person directly with your case? Has he done any help for you on that? That's pretty synergistic. So yeah, and my friend can also work on stuff long distance as well. So she can go in person. She can also do energy clearing from afar in between sessions for you. So I just think that that's what they need. They need help with, you know, dumping what they're holding onto in their body and then letting everything just really get lit back up again. And they said kind of coming back online. Like their bodies need to like come back online fully. Which means that's electricity moving through their body, right? Which is energy. And so that's why the MagnaWave is so helpful, because it's electrically waking up that body and energetically and electrically, which is what we are. We are electric beings, aren't we? You know, we are electricity in a body, right? And, you know, we are natural electricity producers, right? Inside our body. I mean, if you really take that to a minute level, that's what we are too. So, you know, we've got this magnetic polarities to us. We're almost all water, and so water responds to electricity really well, and it conducts electricity very, very well. And so that's why the MagnaWave would be really helpful. If I get anything else too, I can PM you afterwards if anything else jumps out to me. Let me ask with the cards if there's anything else that I'm missing as well, and see. And then what's the outlook? That's everything. Yeah, that's what I've been feeling. MagnaWave. Oh, get out of here! Oh, MagnaWave would have been too much for the sensitivity. Probably maybe not. Well, my friend. That's why I was saying that she's okay. I didn't make that clear. My friend is very intuitive that does the MagnaWave as well, and so she's not just turning on a machine and just going, well, here you go, you know, how much time do we have, and this and that. She will, if she feels it's too much, she's not going to do it that way. She's going to change it up. She's going to do something different. She's just going to do energy work with her hands. Like what she does is she connects an electric circuit with her hands. She'll put her hand on the hip, she'll put her hand on the shoulder, and then she'll press, and then she'll let energy flow from the right hand through her body out the left hand into the horse's body for like, you know, a couple minutes and stuff like that. So she's very, very much in tune. She worked on my horse for like 3 years, and she was incredibly helpful to my horse. And it just made 2 cards jump on the floor for you. So let me see what they just said about if there's anything else. Jumping. Oh, leg coming on. Okay, so this is the horse's body coming back online, which is the Fool. That's them moving their legs, being able to move their legs and be back online. And then It's like I have the wrong webcam on. You know, this is back to my other webcam. What is going on? Sorry, if I'm like kind of grainy, it's like, no, but now it's autocorrected. I don't know. Okay, forget. No. It's just my computer. Forget it. I only see the yellow cards on my computer. On my phone, it's fine. Okay, I'm on the right webcam. All right. So this is the horses moving their legs up and down and feeling nimble. And they're showing like, you know, like going over trot poles, picking up their legs. But they said they have to be back fully online before they do that. Because are they a little bit sluggish? Like if you trot, are they kind of doing that, you know, that Western jog trot where they're not really, you know, fully ready to go and animated yet? I'm kind of getting that they're just a little sluggish still. And that's because they need that energy to move through. And so, yeah, you want to get the right practitioner, because if you get somebody that's not super sensitive to where they are energetically, you could definitely overface them. I 100% agree with you on that. And good for you. Good for you for reading your energy correctly and knowing what your horses need. Good job. You're rocking it. Okay. So then what does this other card mean of the lighthearted, feeling more lighthearted and not as heavy. Not as heavy, yeah. I think I'm supposed to, let me look in the book quick on that and see if there's something with that Page of Cups card that is in the book that they want to say with that as well. Page of Cups. Sometimes I'll make like specific words jump out from my book that don't have anything to do with what the card means in a way, but they're just specific words. So let me read this. A young man. Okay, like make them feel young again. How old are the horses that had the EPM? Let me check with that and see what your message says at the bottom here. Back up to my comments. Let me go back down to the bottom. Yeah, they both do not have any good impulsion. There you go. That's what I was reading. Yeah. You could not even touch them before without them going a bit crazy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. How old are they? Yeah. But my friend would be like really, really good at that. Oh, 10 and 11. Okay, so they are young. Okay, because what jumped out to me in the book was that they need to get back to feeling young again. That's what this card was. It's a youth card, feeling young. I don't know if it's in the webcam or not, but I'm just gonna let's see. I have to scroll back up to the top so I can show my webcam and see. Yeah, feeling more like they're young again. Feel like they're in their youth again and get their impulsion back. So that's what they're saying. Okay, they're saying the message that they said with these two cards is that's what you have to work on next. And then they're saying that basically that confirms exactly what I just said. Out of my whole 80 cards in my deck, they just flipped 2 on the floor. And that's exactly confirming exactly what I just read energetically. So far we're on the right path. Let me just double check the rest of the definition in the card and see if there's anything else they're jumping out. Okay. It was a soul lesson for you. It says you're facing a moment of truth. As far as the going through the EPM with your horses goes, you are just like my horse was a teacher to me. Yeah, you're not sure they've felt young for a while. Well, you might need to go to my other website, hollyburnsequine.com, and we might need to do a wellness consult with you with these two horses. So hollyburnsequine.com. It's an offshoot of this business, offshoot of Holly Burns Psychic, but it's focused just on horses and their particular needs. And so yeah, we might be able to do something with that on that side of things for them as well. Okay, so yeah, because it said you are facing a moment of truth, and you are convinced that you know what's best. Okay, so what they're saying is that they're asking you to become more of a space holder energetically on the planet for different types of alternatives to help horses gain their wellness. And so that's why you're going through this alternative experience with your horses to alternatively understand what can help them be well. And so from that, you're maybe going to learn like way more things than you ever thought you were going to learn from going through that with them, so that you can think those thoughts to the collective consciousness, and you can affect other people for the rest of your life and tell them your journey and share with them. So that's what part of your job is, helping raise the consciousness of the planet in that manner. And your horses are saying, yeah, we're working with her with that. Like, that's our platform together. So you have 2 really important, really cool souls right now that are your horses. We are, okay. And it said experiencing emotional sensation. What's happening is that their emotion sensations are definitely, like you said, they used to be super, super sensitive, but now there's some things that are making them feel dulled down, and that's why they don't have that good impulsion, and they're getting their feet to work and feeling their feet and being in touch with their feet and the ground. And so I think my friend would be incredibly helpful in that kind of a treatment with them, getting everything to come back online and be able to feel what they're doing with their bodies. So that's what they're saying as well. Yeah, because the emotional situation, you're experiencing an emotional situation, but like they said, experiencing, being able to feel everything emotionally, twinging. Do I feel every little touch with my feet? And be aware of, you're experiencing, don't have much experience with. You have the strength of your convictions and your present and imperturbable faith. However, of your life experience, you may feel a little apprehension under your confidence mask. They said, don't worry if you feel a little apprehension under your confidence mask. That's what they're saying. They're saying, it's the first time you're going through this. It's a really important thing. You guys I think it's the first time you've experienced it. That's what they're saying. So, yeah, I've had that alternative experience with rehabbing many kissing spine horses. Yeah, see? It's part of your reoccurring journey that's happening. And so now they're giving you EPM on top of that. And they're saying, don't worry about your confidence. Just keep going. If you feel a little bit uneasy about this, because it's not, and they said, like, you're feeling kind of those nervous twinges, like, am I doing the right thing? What am I doing? And they said, that's positive. When you feel that, that's actually positive. That's your higher self saying, hey, and they said, and you did the right thing. You went, okay, I'm going to go ask. I'm going to confirm with someone else if they're getting the same thing and what they're getting from it. And when you came to me and you said, hey, Holly, what do you think? And so they said, that's what it is. Take the apprehension and say, okay, that means I need to gain some knowledge. And that's exactly what you did. So A+ on that. And they're saying, just keep being confident. Even if you don't feel confident yet with them, just, kind of say, okay, I'm pushing through my scaredness of what I'm going to do with these horses, and I'm going to get them back. Because apparently there's a little bit of a stage right now where you're like, and they said as far as like how much to push them goes and things like that, I would work with your own gut. If your own gut and you're totally aligned and you know exactly what you're doing and you're feeling great about it and you're feeling aligned about it, but you feel a little apprehension, go with the alignment. And don't let the ego fear stop you. Like I do that a lot with my horses. Like, are we ready to do this today? Are we ready to try this? I'm like, I don't know how that's going to go. But the alignment of wanting to do it is louder than the apprehension of not doing it. Defer to the alignment and overcome the ego fear. That's how to know the difference. Whatever is heaviest is the one that you're probably supposed to be working. So that will help you with their... yeah, exactly, because it's a long-term confidence issue. Makes you lose confidence daily. Okay, we can work on the long-term confidence issue, because what they're saying is it's basically just getting back into your alignment and trusting your connection with your higher self. So once you get that, you'll be able to trust that further and further too. And maybe you have that, but we all have that. I mean, I had that when I built my first house. I'm like, what am I doing? What? I'm digging a hole in the ground. Can I really do that? Am I sure that I can handle something that big to do in my life? And, but then of course, once we're doing it, we get our confidence on it, right? So whenever we do something new to us, for me anyway, I'm always a little not confident the first time I'm doing something. That's just my personality. So they said, just be relaxed with your own personality as well. And don't fight yourself. If you do feel like, oh, I'm apprehensive, it's like, okay, well, let's just get that into alignment. Let's get some tools on aligning, and then we can overcome our ego self. Because that's what we're doing down in these human bodies. We're balancing our ego self with our higher self consciousness, and the ego likes to sabotage us. That's kind of its role. Hey, wait a minute. Are you sure? Are you sure? Wait. You might want to think that through, right? You better not do that. That could end bad. So we have to learn to balance that out and just keep going with that. And it sounds like you're doing great with that. The EPM is long term, so I'm always questioning. Yeah, it's long term, but it's completely curable. This is not a, oh, they're going to have that for the rest of their life. It doesn't have to be that. I've had 2 friends with it, and I got a lot of energetic information about that. And, everything on the planet is curable. There's a cure for everything. We just haven't found everything. And so you just have to line up with the wellness of that and say, this is what I'm getting. I'm getting my horses back. So yeah, you can totally do it. That does not feel unaligned for me. When I said it, I don't feel any twingy energy about that at all. So yeah, there's also another holistic vet right here in Minneapolis that does equine consults, and she has her own horses, and I think she would be a good connection for you as well to work with. And I can pass her name on to you too in the PM. So PM me and I'll give you both those contacts. The holistic vet, because I think the holistic vet might also hold the same belief as me in that, and she could give you some really good advice and maybe some herbal tinctures and things that could really help clear out that the residual effects of that. But also you got the doctor in Texas too. But anyway, yeah, those are 2 other people. So yeah, just keep kicking it down. You can rock it. Okay. I think that's all my questions for tonight, and it's been 2 hours. So I think we're gonna hang it up with here. I don't think I'm missing anybody else's question. So I think, and thank you very much for coming on, Lisa. Hello back to you, and hello, Alicia. Thank you for coming, everybody. So this was a great session, and 2 hours flew by. So thank you so much, and we'll do it again soon. All right, have a great night, you guys.